lot of free time, and I'll tell you after the next candidate why I'm asking you to make time on March the 22nd. Having said that, none other than the bull from the left, Mr. Christopher Johnson.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing out here this evening? Can you hear me outside now? Because I've been hearing the door all night, and I don't know if they're listening outside there. But you better start listening right now. We have a very serious event taking place 1 week from yesterday, less than a week from today. And that is an election that will decide the next 4 years for our island and for the future of Saba. And this is something that we met last week. We had a group of individuals over in Hell's Gate, and I can tell you that the feeling was one of a community that is ready, a community that is worried about the possibility of having a change in government, and a community that came out and showed that we are ready. And I tell you that we made a challenge as the WIPM party. We challenged the opposition last week because every single candidate came up there last week and spoke about issues, spoke about development, spoke about the future of this island. And we made a challenge to them as we have made here again this evening. Let me hear a round of applause for every single one of these candidates. The challenge has been made because ours is a party of content. Here this evening you hear about development, you hear about issues, you hear about healthcare, education, our economy. You hear about real issues that the people of Saba are facing. And after last week, the opposition party, the Saba Labour Party, when we challenged them, we said, here are our candidates, hear them speak, here are the issues, and what is your rebuttal? And what did the Saba Labour Party do for the last week? They basically admitted defeat. Because they came around, they went on a radio program last week, Saturday, and instead of speaking about positive issues and about development, they spent 2 hours criticizing somebody who's a civil servant of Saba, Mistress Lisa Hassel, who's not even a candidate on this list, and spent their whole time, instead of talking about their plans, instead of talking about development, they spent their whole time criticizing somebody who's not even running an election. What happened later on this week? They put out a fake email that was 12 years old from 2003, during the election of 2003. They put out a bogus email on Saba News, and basically the email, which my father refuted already, was taken to the prosecutor's office. It was shown that it was not true. The email was a discussion, supposed discussion between candidates who are not even running about issues that are not even relevant, and something about 12 years ago. So what did the opposition party show you this last week? That when it comes to talking about issues, they resort to being negative. That's all they have. All they have that unites them is that they do not like us. They don't have any platform to stand on. They don't have any plans for the future. They have no type of constructive discussion about the way to move Saba forward. The only thing that brings them together is that they are upset with us. And I can tell you, as I told you last week, when you hear the candidates of the WIPM party speak, and when you hear the issues and their concerns, every single one of these candidates can take a seat on the Island Council, and every single one of them can represent you, the people of Saba. Now this election that we face is a very serious issue. We talk about an evaluation year. I have brought it up time and time again. The opposition has a party program. It doesn't mention the word evaluation, not even once. And here we are facing a time of year that we have to face the Dutch government. We have to face the ministries. We have to talk about economic development. We have to talk about healthcare laws, educational laws, tax structures, all of those things. Everything we have to discuss about the future of our island. And the opposition does not even give it one word in their party program. Is that a party that is ready to lead you for the next 4 years? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because when I hear the WIPM party and when I hear the people here speaking this evening, I see a list of men and women that are ready, willing, and capable to serve the people of Saba. Ladies and gentlemen, we are called to a civic duty. We discussed that many times before. We are discussing it now. The WIPM party came to you last week. We are here to you again this evening, and we will be discussing with you again on Sunday evening. We kept our campaign a little bit tighter instead of walking around and having marches all through the island for 2 months. We have decided to talk issues with you. We have decided to talk about the things that matter and about the changes that we need to continue making to develop our island. This election is a very, very serious matter when I tell you that, especially seeing that it's an evaluation year. But we have all kind of ongoing projects. We have recycling projects. We have an energy issue that we are facing. We pay 40% less for electricity on island than what it actually costs to produce. And I can tell you our electric company is working on relocating a power plant. We're looking at decreasing our reliance on fossil fuels to be able to continue to develop the economy of Saba and to provide you reliable energy. Every single issue you've heard here this evening has our attention, from healthcare, from education, social services. We talk about unemployment, business opportunities. Every single one of those aspects is covered in our party program, and every single one of those candidates here, of our candidates, has a different issue that they are passionate about. But I tell you that even though there may be things that we are upset about on the island, and even though we are here in between rallies here and marches and parties on the other side, the election is a very serious issue. If you have children, if you have parents, if you have family here, if you believe in a future for this island, then you have to take your civic responsibility very serious. That is what you have to do. So ladies and gentlemen, we only got 6 days left to go. You wear your orange with pride. You don't only wear it for the WIPM party, you wear it for the future of Saba. You're wearing it with national pride. That's all it is. Orange color. You do so, you don't let anybody embarrass you. Oh, you're voting for this, you're voting for that, you're voting for the WIPM party. You do so with pride. You make sure that you speak to people. Anybody who you see that's an undecided voter, you go there and you talk to them. And you say that this election is a very serious issue. It's not a 1-year term, a 6-month term. This is a 4-year term that we are talking about. The next election won't be until 2019. When I have problems making plans for the next few months, I'm not talking about making plans for my own self for 2019. Don't make a mistake that will take 4 years to get over. Make sure that you do your homework, you have listened to the issues. If you are out there this evening and you are actually an undecided voter, then hearing our candidates this evening should have convinced you, because you have 9 qualified candidates to pick from, to vote for. And every single one of these candidates is ready. So ladies and gentlemen, let's bring the light back into it. We got 6 more days to go. Do what you can. Speak to who you have to speak to, and make sure that when you go in the booth, that you do the right thing and you pick one of the 9 candidates on the WIPM party, and that is where you put your vote. The future of Saba truly depends on it. I thank you so much for being here. It's so nice to see all of you here this evening. Let us continue to do our work. Let us continue to do our work, and let us make sure that Saba has proper representation for the next 4 years, and that we have a proper government that can represent you. Let us send a message to St. Martin, to Stacia, whoever wants to come on a plane can come here, but we know we are from Saba. We can speak about our own issues here. We don't need other people to come and talk to us. Vote for the WIPM government. We will have stability and progress, and we will make sure that we protect our interests for the next 4 years. Come March 18th, don't make a mistake. You come out and you vote for that WIPM party. Yes! Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.